Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Aging and Spirituality podcast, where we're always trying to help you experiencing more and more of your unrealized potential. And starting our new year, we're going to talk a little bit today about how to make the law of attraction work, how to actually attract more of what you do want and less of what you don't want. Anyone not interested in attracting more of what they want in their life? I think so. Whether it's
Here's so many people talking about it, and the stuff they say never works.
yeah,
I'm doing it wrong. Who knows?
well, whether it's abundance, health, love, friendships, whatever it is. And you sometimes wonder why and not understand when things you don't want are happening. And, you'd like to figure that out a little bit. Well, stay tuned because we have some tips that we think are going to help you. So often I hear people say exactly what Kathy said. I've tried working with visualizations and affirmations, intention boards, the law of attraction, and it hasn't worked. There's self-help books. There's The Secret that was out a few years ago, mystics, yogis. They all talk about the law of attraction because it's real and it works. And basically, what it means is that whatever we get in life, we have attracted. Now, that may seem harsh, and that makes sense. But if you try making a few changes, and think about these tips we're going to give you, but a few changes in your words and thoughts, you may be surprised at the results in your life, that they're more what you want. So here's why visualizations and affirmations often don't work and how they can work. Some of the basic theory: the words we say create thoughts, and the thoughts create moods or feelings or vibes, and those create results. So the law of attraction is this: whatever mood or feeling or vibe we're putting out is what we're getting back. What? You're saying? That can't be. Are you saying that I put out a vibration that attracted a cheating boyfriend or a client that canceled? And unfortunately, I'm saying, yes, that's what the law of attraction says.
Yes, you did.
Sorry about that. There's a great book by Michael Lozier. It's titled The Law of, I've read a lot of these books, but his is the best, I think. He puts the law of attraction into very simple, clear language that helps to show you why it does and doesn't work. So I'm going to give you some stuff from his book as well as some stuff from yoga. So let's start with not attracting the things we don't want. We'll begin with the words we say. And Lozier says there are 3 words that can change your life if you stop saying them: don't, not, and no. Right there, right?
Oh, okay.
We all use these words many times a day. If we say we don't want to lose a client, guess what? The law of attraction matches the vibration of losing a client. That's what happens. Um, if we say a company, well, I'll tell you the story about a company I worked for many years ago. They had a habit of the team members saying things that they didn't like about a couple of particular clients. And they would say they are not good clients to work with. Always lost good clients. It took them a while to notice the problem, but when they stopped doing that, things changed. They stopped doing it. They stopped doing those clients. With children, a lot of the parenting programs now say, if you tell a child, a toddler, for example, don't throw your toys, they hear throw your toys. That's the vibration you're putting out. So instead of saying don't throw your toys, you say, let's play a game with your toy. Something. And this is well, I'm going to give you some other examples before we go into the reset button. But here's the thing: if you think about the internet, if you type in no football, what do you get?
Football. Everything.
Football. Exactly. There it is, the law of attraction. If you tell a dog, hey, we're not going for a walk, the dog starts wagging its tail.
That's all we.
Right, right. So here's the trick. The trick is catch yourself when you're about to say don't, not, or no, and shift to, so what do I want? Think about what you want instead. That's the big thing. Every time, make that the reset button. I'll tell you, an encounter inadvertently, I came up with this kind of thinking many, many years ago. I was very young and involved in an anti-war movement. And I remember being told by someone, if you don't want war, what do you want? And it really took me back. I thought, oh, what do I want? And I thought, I want peace. So I wrote a letter to someone, I was young and naive. I wrote a letter to someone in government, someone high up. I don't know whether it's the Secretary of State or what, but I was young and naive. And anyway, I asked them what our peace policy was. And they wrote back to me. And they said they didn't have a peace policy. They only had a defense policy. But they said, that's a really good idea.
That's where Marianne Williamson got it.
So I don't know if that ever happened, but that's the shift,
Yeah.
I instead of by being anti-war, I was putting out a war vibration.
Yeah.
But
It's a
when I was
resistance.
for peace, I was putting out a peace vibration.
Mhm.
There are a couple of other little tricks I want to share, especially from Lozier's book. If you've tried affirmations or visualizations or working with a lot of attraction, it hasn't worked for you, these couple of things may also make a difference besides those 3 words. That's the key, not saying those 3 words and shifting to, so what do I want? But then there's also, you can't attract something if you don't really believe it's possible.
Mm.
So sometimes people will put up a visualization, but inside they're feeling like, well, I don't think this can happen. I want this, but there isn't that vibration of it happening, the mood, the energy, the feeling of it happening. So you need to find a way to open yourself to that. And one of the things in his book he suggests is you say, I've decided that. And by doing that, you take away your own resistance to it. Because when we don't believe it, when we think it's too big for us or too much or it can't happen, we take away the resistance by saying, I've decided that. And I did this. This was right after I had worked with his book. I was looking for a job at a time. Didn't seem likely that I would find one. The economy wasn't good and all kinds of other issues. But so I was thinking like that. This is really rough. It's not happening. I don't know why everybody else is working for that. Things are working for them, but not me, that kind of thing. And then I shifted after reading this from thinking this is difficult, I might not find a job, to I've decided that I will find a job in marketing that is fun with great people to work with and pays me X amount of money. And it took a couple months, but after making that shift,
Yeah.
it happened. It happened.
And sometimes it sounds like when I'm listening to you talk, I think if I look back, some of the times that's happened to me, and there would be a period of time where you would struggle and think, why isn't this working? And that would be the thing that would show you that you're unconsciously dragging around beliefs that you didn't even know you had.
Right.
How do you recognize that? Because if you have an unconscious belief and you say it, you're not necessarily going to think it's negative because you've been carrying it around so long. It doesn't seem weird to you. It seems familiar to you.
But
So
it probably have, if it's negative, it's going to have one of those 3 words in there somewhere.
yeah, don't not no.
No.
Yeah.
And so if you can just immediately, you hear yourself with those words, you're thinking those words, like it's press the button.
Yeah.
So what do I want? And
Yeah.
say, just try to make that shift. It helps to get rid of, because I had a lot of old beliefs in that situation.
Yeah.
But, I use that technique and it helped me to shift out of it.
Mhm. Yeah.
And the other tip that's really, really helpful is to celebrate every little thing that happens that you do want. And this is especially true with abundance. Everybody is interested in abundance, right? You got a new client. This is the best client ever. Am I on a roll with a new client? Because in your excitement, you are sending out the vibration of abundance.
Yeah. And receiving it.
And it's going to get matched. It's going to get matched. So you celebrate the things you like. It causes you to attract more of what you want.
Okay, wait. Sorry to interrupt you. I know you're on a flow here, but this is one that I get questions on all the time. So I want to be able to help people with it because oftentimes when they get to this point, They realize they've got an old story that's going on in their head. The reason they can't let it go is because they don't know what they want. They can't answer that question. What do I want? And when they can't, they just stay in the old habit.
Well, yeah, I think if you take, this is from my head,
Yeah, yeah.
kind of write it down, take the words not, don't, no out of the sentence. And then you'll see, oh, I don't want that. So what would I like to have instead? I mean, maybe they don't want have their ideal picture of what they want, but maybe they just want more abundance.
Yeah.
Maybe they just want a better relationship. That's okay. It doesn't have to be like the perfect thing.
Right.
It just has to be something that you would want instead of this thing that you're carrying around that you don't want.
You're saying energetic, offload the bad energy and then just wait for the clarity to come about what it is that you want, basically.
Yeah, yeah. You're offloading the energy that's attracting what you don't want.
Right.
And just start with something simple. Uh, you don't have to have all the specifics.
Makes sense.
And celebrate every little thing. Like friend takes you to lunch.
Yeah.
Celebrate it. Wow, that's awesome. My friend took me to lunch because that's abundance.
And you kind of answered the question right there. I know I tripped you up there for a minute, taking you out of your flow, but you kind of answered the question by saying, even if you don't know, you don't have the clarity of what you don't know, don't worry about that. Just shift the energy to
Yeah.
open and receptive,
Mm.
and you're in a place of gratitude and thankfulness, and that'll be enough. You'll
Yeah, just
get
start
with
right. Just start celebrating all of the things that happen, the little things, any little thing in your day.
yeah, that
Hey,
makes
great. I got up this morning and I feel awesome. Yes. I'm, I've got great energy today. You just let that be what you attract. Uh, anything you've attracted that has value to you, that you care about, celebrate it, stretch it, keep going on,
yeah,
because what you want to do is you want to put out the vibration of what you want, the mood, the energy of what you want, instead of what you don't want.
absolutely.
And we always get, the law of attraction says we always get what we really vibrate, what we really put out. And so, your visualizations will work if what you're sending out is what you want. And, in yoga, we always tell people don't use the word not in your affirmations. But I'm saying don't ever have don't, not, and no in there. Just immediately when you hear those words, shift to, so what do I want? And something will come. It will come. It will definitely come.
Yeah,
And there's a practice we do in yoga, and it comes from mysticism. That's a very simple little practice that helps people with abundance. It kind of helps you to get into the vibration, the energy of abundance. So what you do is in the old days you had your checkbook, but now you could sit at your online banking, right? And you can see this huge balance in your banking.
right.
And you pay a few bills carefully, and you still have this huge balance.
Mhm.
And after you've done all of that, and then you put everything away, you log out, everything, and you're feeling really good because you've got this huge balance. And you do it carefully. When we used to do it with the checkbook, you would write them out one at a time. So what I'm saying is you see this huge balance, and you go through your bills. You go into bill pay, and you hit it and pay each of those bills, pay them. I mean, not really, but you go through and you pay them, and then you visualize that you're done paying these 7 or 8 bills, whatever it is, and here's this huge balance, and you feel really good about it. How do you feel about that? You
Yeah,
know, what's the vibration? What's the energy of that? That's sending out the energy of abundance.
yeah.
You know,
Love that.
that's it right there. And do it when you visualize, do it with great detail. Put lot, see it clearly. Because
Yep.
if you're not seeing it clearly, you've got a muddled energy in there. But I think a lot of the times there's a resistance in there.
Sure.
You think you can't. People think they can't. And
Or unfamiliarity. Like if you've never had your hands on a big wad of money, it's hard to imagine what that feels like. Like
yeah,
it all feels like a dream, you know?
so you could start with a little wad of money
Yeah.
and feel good about it. See,
Feel,
as soon as you start putting out the vibration of abundance, it's what's going to come back.
yeah.
It's going to come back. You know? So it's true with relationships too. You know, you want a good relationship, you have to put out that kind of feeling, you know. Yeah, I've got good relationships with people. Yes, good relationships. You know, and it makes a difference. It's like gratitude, but it's a little more pointed.
Mm.
You know, you're being grateful for all the little things, but you're also celebrating.
Right.
You know,
Well,
you're reveling in them.
like they're already there, celebrating like it's already manifest. It's
Yeah,
already
yeah. You're reveling. You're reveling in all the little things that may lead up to it. You know. Like the friend took you to lunch. Yay, I'm abundant. You know.
that makes sense.
So I thought this would be kind of interesting and fun stuff to work with here because people are always wanting to start off with some new things and some.
In the new year. Yeah. Exactly. Let's
So
start off with abundance, everybody. We all
I
need
eliminate, don't, not, and no. Think so. What do I want to have?
what I want.
You know, and if you can't really believe you've got it, and one of the things that helped me overcome the resistance was just saying, I've decided that.
Mm,
Because then I didn't have the resistance to it can't, you know,
right.
this is too big for me.
Yeah.
I've decided that. And you know, and I wrote it. I physically wrote it.
Hmm, that's powerful.
It's very powerful. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch and see if I actually use those words.
Yeah. Everybody does. I'd be surprised.
You'll be surprised. I'll report back. Okay. I did with that word worry years and years ago because my mother used to say that word all the time, and I'd be like, "Don't use that word." And so I learned that if you wanted to take a word out of your vocabulary, you could, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna watch and see if I use that or how much I use those
Yeah,
words.
see how you do with it. And if you're looking for a good book on the law of attraction, I do recommend Michael Lozier's book because I have read probably 5 or 6 or maybe more books on it, and that's for me the best one. He's very clear and it's you know it's really to the point of how to do it. So
Well, may you have an abundant 2024, everyone listening. That's
right.
what we for you.
Whatever abundance is for you, whatever level it is,
It is.
radiate it out and it will come.
It'll come back to you. I love it. All right. See you next week.
Bye bye.